watch for our videos on YouTube, because we're going to continue bringing up-to-date coverage of what's going on. And just all I can say is to the listeners, please share this stuff. Open people up, wake them up to what's going on, because if we don't make some changes, if we don't start knowing knowing what it is we can do, we're not going to be able to stop this from happening, and it's going to spread all over our nation.
Absolutely. Well, thank you, Joe. Be very careful in regards to Marcus Morales and Kit Daniels and Mikhail Talon, who are all there covering this. You guys be very careful tonight. We'll be looking for your reports.
Oh, thank you.
All right, bye-bye. You know, we need to follow the money. We need to take a look at what is driving this. There's an article that's up on InfoWars today. Congress members who approve the militarization of the U.S. police receive 73% more money from the defense industry. In other words, as I put in the subtitle there, Congress is for sale to the highest bidder. This is a Washington's blog article. This is why 85% of the Congress would vote down the restrictions of handing things like toxicological agents, nuclear, biological, chemical, not to mention all the other lethal vehicles and weapons that they're giving to the police. 85% of Congress is fine with that. Why? Because they get a lot of money from the defense industry. And what is happening is we're seeing that the Pentagon is so bent on getting this equipment so quickly to the police departments that they're even withholding it from fire departments. Now, I had somebody contact me, and that's why we always appreciate you giving us tips, saying that he had heard that the Pentagon was stopping the giving of surplus equipment to fire departments. Could I look into that? And it turns out that for a couple of weeks, they actually did that. This is a program, the Federal Excess Personal Property, FEPP, and the Firefighter Property Program, FPP. These have been in existence since 1956. As surplus military equipment came home from World War II, they started giving it to fire departments, primarily to small-town rural fire departments who had a need for it because they were on the spot when they had large wildfires that would happen out in the unpopulated areas. And, of course, they had small towns. They couldn't afford to buy a lot of equipment. So basically what they would do is they would gift these vehicles to them. They still paid $30,000 to $40,000 to modify the vehicles. What happened is, on June 19th, the Defense Logistics Agency, that's the Pentagon group, the DLA, which is basically giving all this equipment to the police departments, said, we're not going to do that for fire departments anymore. After doing this from 1956 on, they said, we're just going to stop it. We're not going to do that anymore. And they said, here's the reason. We had this agreement with the EPA 25 years ago, and we decided that we're going to now enforce it because the EPA was concerned about our vehicle emissions. Really? You haven't enforced that for 25 years, but all of a sudden, you're going to start enforcing that rule. Now, of course, the absurdity is that if you've got a wildfire that's going on and people don't have the kind of vehicles, the firefighters don't have the kind of vehicles they need to put this out, isn't that going to be a little bit more troubling for the atmosphere, for the environment, than the emissions from a couple of fire trucks? As they reported in Indiana and in Oklahoma, they said in Indiana, $12 million worth of surplus equipment is now on loan to more than 250 volunteer fire departments in Indiana. Oklahoma said that they had over 8,000 vehicles and pieces of Department of Defense equipment that was valued at over $150 million being used by Oklahoma fire departments. So this was going to cripple them. That's what one of the volunteer fire departments said. He said, they are endangering lives with this decision. The National Association of State Foresters said that by taking this out, they were taking out the means of putting out about 83% of the wildfires because most of the wildfires are put out by local fire agencies. So they were crippling these guys. But what is it that the Defense Logistics Agency really wants to see? If you look at their site, if you look at the 1033 program, this is what they're telling people. They say, we'll give you pretty much any kind of vehicle you want, but you got to meet 3 qualifications. Number 1, is the agency's primary function the enforcement of law? Is the agency's officers primarily properly compensated? And then here's the key thing. Number 3, do the agency's officers have the powers of arrest and apprehension? See, they have to have all 3 of those. Mainly, they want people to have this militarized equipment if they can arrest and apprehend people. So that's why they didn't want to give it to the fire departments, even though we are told over and over again that, hey, if we have these MRAP vehicles, if we have these Bearcats, we can help people during natural disasters. That's not what they're looking for. And as one person pointed out, he said, about 99% of military surplus doesn't even meet EPA emission standards. He said, emission standards is something the government doesn't worry about on a battlefield. That's the key. That's the key, because when they got pushback from the senators, from the congressmen, and they backed down the first week of July, about 2 weeks after this had happened, they said, we're going to loan it to the fire departments. We're not going to give it to them. So that will make the EPA happy, because we'll say that it still belongs to the Pentagon. It's still here for military use, so it's exempt. Now, do you understand? They're giving it to the police departments, but they have to loan it to the fire departments, because if it's not used for military purposes, then the EPA gets upset about it. In other words, they're admitting that the police are being militarized with their equipment, that they're part of the military. That's why they have to loan it to the firemen. But of course, if you were listening to what I said, this equipment is on loan. All the documents, the news reports were talking about how that fire equipment was loaned. So that was just smokescreen to cover this up. Stay with us. We're going to be right back. Coming up in the next hour, we've got the CEO of the John Birch Society, Arthur Thompson. He's going to be talking to us about his book, International Merger by Foreign Entanglements. Stay with us. We'll be right back.
This hour brought to you by InfidelBodyArmor.com. When it hits the fan, don't be left without the body armor that will save your life. With prices starting at just $374.99 and ships free. Get yours at InfidelBodyArmor.com. Just won't quit.
My Magic Mud is a tooth whitening powder that removes plaque and detoxifies your mouth. It's safe for your enamel, giving you a beautiful polish and a dentist-like clean after every use. My Magic Mud is also the perfect remedy for pain caused by sensitivity. It strengthens your teeth and gums for a strong, healthy smile. The ingredients are 100% natural and it's safe for children. Simply brush with My Magic Mud right before bedtime for a cleaning you can count on. Visit mymagicmud.com.
Hi, Ted Anderson with Midas Resources. Is it time to convert paper 401ks and IRAs to solid gold and silver yet? Get our 10 Reasons book free. Call 800-686-2237. That's 800-686-2237.
The human body is extraordinary. Despite all the stresses we inflict upon it, it still works hard to stay in balance. Thousands upon thousands of people rely upon Heart and Body Extract to help their body stay balanced. This excellent 100% natural herbal formula helps maintain healthy blood pressure levels, cleans arteries, promotes good circulation, balances cholesterol, and more. HB Extract, paired with healthy lifestyle choices like good nutrition and exercise, can give you a life free of pain, sickness, and fear. Recapture your youthful vitality and experience your body healing itself with the aid of HB Extract. It's extremely effective and it starts working in just days. Visit hbextract.com to learn more and to read scores of testimonials from satisfied customers. And we've never increased our price in over 10 years. That makes Heart and Body Extract as great a value now as it was the first day we sold it. A healthy heart is a happy heart. Call 866-295-5305 or go to hbextract.com.
In the U.S., 1 in every 50 homes will have a break-in this year. Burglars call it smash and grab. Police call it robbery. We call it avoidable. We are Fake TV, a simple electronic device that can fool even professional burglars. Fake TV easily plugs into any outlet and simulates the changing colors of a television. To a burglar, it looks like someone must be home watching TV, so they'll likely move on to an easier target. At only $29.95, Fake TV costs less than a month of most alarm monitoring plans and comes with free shipping. Order your Fake TV by calling 877-5-FAKE-TV or go to faketv.com. That's 877-532-5388 or faketv.com. Fake TV, the burglar deterrent.
Welcome back to the Alex Jones Show. I'm David Knight. We're going to be joined in the next hour with the CEO from the John Birch Society, Arthur Thompson. He has a new book, International Merger by Foreign Entanglements. He's in the area because he has an event that's coming up tomorrow night in Houston, Texas. So if you're in the area, you may want to catch that. We'll have him live in the next hour. But I had promised earlier that we're going to have some Kardashian news, and even though we have cities that are burning down, and we see our government moving to martial law, talking about how they're going to shoot peaceful protesters. You know, we still are concerned about what's going on in social media, aren't we? Just as Joe Biggs talked about these young, trendy girls out there coming on the site just because they hear it's in the news, and so they want to be a part of it. Maybe that's why the Kardashians wanted to go to Plum Island. And they say that that was been nixed by Homeland Security. Now, for those of you who don't know, Plum Island is as I point out in this article from Newsday, that it is the site of a high-security animal disease research lab. Now, Plum Island is just off of the island, Long Island in New York, and it's a very secure area, very secretive. And as the Homeland Security Public Affairs Officer said, he said, we really regret that we didn't have enough time to do background checks on the Kardashians because we want to dispel the mythos of what's going on in this island. They say it's popular and fun to have conspiracy theories about a secret government lab on an island, but we want people to understand exactly what we do. We don't want people to be afraid of us. That's right. You know, you could probably visit DARPA if you gave them enough advance notice. You probably wouldn't learn anything, and I doubt that the Kardashians would learn anything if they went to Plum Island. Many people have made a case that what we see now with Lyme disease, which of course is put out by ticks, that essentially started up in the Northeast, not far from Plum Island. Many people believe that that was something that was either escaped accidentally or was put out there as a test by the federal government. It's a disease that spread from that area. Of course, that would never happen, would it? The government would never let something dangerous like that get out of their care, just like they wouldn't let Ebola get out of their care. That's why they sent the people who were sick with Ebola, they brought them back and put them in a level 2 facility instead of a level 4, which is the most secure. We just had news that broke last week, and we didn't cover this because so much has been happening in Ferguson, about the CDC say that a scientist took shortcuts handling a deadly bird flu virus, a deadly strain of bird flu virus. They say an investigation into the mistaken shipment of deadly bird flu virus from a government lab earlier this year found that a scientist took shortcuts in order to speed up his work, and he accidentally contaminated the samples. As a result, they shipped a virulent avian flu virus rather than a relatively benign strain to a poultry research lab of the Department of Agriculture. No one became infected or fell ill this time, and the pathogen was destroyed. But after CDC lab members learned of the safety lapse, they didn't notify supervisors up the chain of command until more than 6 weeks later. See, things like that can happen. You know, the Lyme disease could have escaped from there, even if they didn't deliberately do that. We have another story that's been percolating, and I first saw it about a year ago, about this other tick disease that creates a meat allergy of people. This is a Lone Star tick. Now, it doesn't come from Texas, even though it appears to sound that way. It actually is named that because of the design on the back of the tick. What happens is when you get bit with this tick, there is a sugar that enters your blood system. Your immune system reacts to that and creates an allergic reaction whenever you have meat. This is something that also is starting to affect a lot of people. This is something that also started up in the Long Island and Northeast area and moving down in Virginia into the Atlantic coast states. This is looking like the same type of thing we saw with Lyme disease. Very troubling to see that, and very troubling to see a DARPA research project to track another disease. $150,000. We'll be right back. Stay with us.
This is GCN, the Genesis Communications Radio Network.
The government's Department of Homeland Security is buying up loads of ammo. At the same time, they're restricting civilians' rights to own and purchase firearms. Can you put 2 and 2 together? Infidel Body Armor can stop every round, including hollow points and .308 sniper rounds, is reasonably priced and fully legal. But for how long? Go to InfidelBodyArmor.com, spelled INFIDEL bodyarmor.com. Infidel Body Armor. just won't quit.
I'm David Hall, founder of Diamond Gusset, where we are proud of our 100% grown and sewn American-made jeans. Whether you're out for dinner, working on the farm, or